was a very small video about the process of study in India. And now I'll request our executive director, Dr. V. Chandrasekhar, to explain briefly what was not in the video about the unique ID started by the Government of India to help and track any international student and help them in case of any need. So sir will be explaining in detail about the website and the process. Please start the PPT.
Good morning, everyone. Chairman Priya from Indian Mission, representatives, directors from Strathmore University, Embu University, and my Indian colleagues from the 11 representing universities. We are happy to have you here to showcase your education system to this global community and see that you are able to achieve the objectives. Well, my objective here is to just generally talk about the education system in India, not specifically looking at the broader objectives, what Government of India is thinking about, and an information for international students to explore Indian education in a larger context with their choice of disciplines of study. While you might see 14 institutions, India has 1,113 universities in the country at various levels. There are institutions which are easy for you to access, looking at your own specialty. You name any kind of discipline which you might, there are universities exclusively specializing from undergrad program to doctoral programs and looking at even research innovation in that particular sector. That's the opportunity India will provide. That is what briefly I'm going to tell. And this portal which you have already gone through, but its importance, its significance, why the Government of India is thinking this portal will be of relevance to you, easy access to India's higher education system. So we have seen largely what the study in India. I'm going to just broadly tell about the Indian education system and what are the opportunities. It doesn't work. Okay, I just wanted to appreciate, again, as I mentioned, there are diverse courses, and you can see India has heritage, decadal experience of bringing education from its 5th century, and this was one of the oldest century university established in 5th century, the Takshila and Nalanda. This is the Nalanda University, and these are still remnants. Whenever you come to India, you can see these remnants still there. These were the programs, even in 5th century, they were teaching mathematics, astronomy with Vedic sciences. Okay, our formal education system started in 1835. That's the oldest universities you can have. We have grown in numbers. That's where I call about 113 universities. This was one of the oldest university even set up before our independence. Today it is the IIT Roorkee. This was an exclusive institute working on water management, civil engineering, road engineering, and so on. You have at least 60, 70 odd disciplines in that particular thing. This is today, which was at Thomson College in 1800, and today it has one of the IITs. This is the first institute exclusively set up for engineering and technology, which has multidiscipline. Well, entrance could be easier, will be difficult, but your postgraduate admissions to these, the premier institutions of IITs, IIMs, IIITs, NITs are easier, while you have otherwise all programs. Just for your information, the curriculum, the pedagogy, the assessment, all follow the statutory guidelines of the Government of India. Any institution you take, it will follow the AICTE. And just for your information, our engineering curriculum is very strong. We follow all the engineering curriculum which is prescribed by Indian institutions are from the Washington Accord, which prescribes the curriculum in terms of its standards, in terms of quality. If you can see, why our Indian CEOs are Indian students who have become CEOs of this reputed company is because of our curriculum. The teaching has been global. 75% of the teachings are very specific. 25% largely address the global standards. So while I appreciate our Indian schooling system is also 12 years, while Kenya is also similar to that, this numbers might be interesting when I told about 113 universities. There are premier institutes. You can see on the right, there are a lot of specialities which specializes in fashion technology, from arts, culture, textiles, even defense and forensic science. So that's why I told you that's an opportunity for you to explore in addition to the regular, from agriculture to sciences to arts, humanities and so on. So while India is the second largest higher education system, with having 58,000 higher education institutions, you saw in the previous number. So admissions into colleges are easier, and the second level of institutions, we have enabled a process. But be aware that all these institutions follow the curriculum standards prescribed by the Government of India. They have to necessarily follow. So you enter any institutions, you will see a similar kind of quality academics, assessment system, or in terms of learning outcomes. So while I say that India is fourth largely represented across, and majority of the institutions appear in the world ranking systems, and currently, as we say, there are 48,000 international students studying in various disciplines, which I mentioned about. Largely, the sought after program was STEM education, but there are students coming from international who also look at Indian philosophy, Indian system of medicine, Indian system of knowledge systems, and so on. So idea is for you to explore all these things, not confined to one sector. You should try to harness what is relevant to you, what is interesting to you, which can lead you to the particular your ambitions, aspirations, and so on. Well, these are the informations which my chairman also was talking about, the CEOs, so many corporates, so many CEOs. They've all come through this education system, which I have mentioned about. Well, we also undergo reforms, just for information. So when we say academic credit framework and academic bank of credits, we have flexibility today in terms of learning. Just for your information, what I wanted to share is also that student enrolled in an institutions, suppose after a year they think that they would like to change another institute, it is possible. The time spent in an institute need not be wasted. One can transfer the academic credits earned from one institute to another. This can also go overseas. That is one of the discussions we have been talking very specifically to the universities here. They can enter into some kind of a joint partnerships, pilot arrangements where students study major time in their host country and come to Indian higher education institutions for a period. Or they can even also look at a small semester wise, or look at some kind of specifically looking at skilling requirement. Okay, this course of research innovation will help me to build my career in my host country. Please identify those institutions, and Study in India program will facilitate to that. So, well, these are the other opportunities, not to be of at least students' interest, but yes, we have been talking with the higher education institutions in Kenya. So there are very open mind, and the Study in India program this time is open and flexible to more opportunities where student exchange can happen, or offering joint master's program and so on, and teacher capacity development including that also. So we can look at some kind of a modular program. So the information for students is to look at that opportunity. Go to your faculty advisors, teacher advisors, and tell that, yes, this is what I'm interested. Some interesting programs, courses will be interesting in an institute, which you can pick and choice and do for a certain period. So these are some of the catchy words for you to catch up and work towards that. Well, this is a portal. Largely, we have been talking about what very simple process. Earlier, I think in 2 years back, students used to apply to individual institutions, go through a process. Now it's completely online. As I speak, there are 480 students on this portal. You can access information about programs, the infrastructure, the faculty, and various other resources requirement in this portal. There is a student login, there is an institute login. Student login might be interesting for you. You create your Study in India student ID, which can be throughout used your student life cycle. Whenever you do an undergraduate program, graduate program, then pass out, come back to your country, work for some time. Again, you desire that yes, you can come back for a PG program. Still use the same Student Study in India ID to register and get your access to applications and so on. Till that time, the student folder, individual folder will be kept alive. So while we had, this is the 5 simple process to register, and it's self-explanatory. The video has been done. It will be running through while you interact with institutions. Still, you can come back and ask us. I think the Study in India team is here to understand this. This is the kind of education we also understand. Kenya's, the 12-year schooling system, what kind of learning institutions we have, and the higher education enrollment also we understand there is a large opportunity for each countries to participate, each institutions to participate in Kenya's higher education programs. These are some of the thoughts which we thought it will work. But largely we see that there is also an infrastructure issues in the country. So now that for particular component, you can look at India's higher education system for getting what kind of desired learning and outcomes as you desire. So that's it. In case of you have queries, we are around. I think you can still go across and discuss with institutions. I think be aware when you talk to institutions, ask what all programs and what is the kind of flexibility they will allow each institutions and what kind of research access you have. I think when a postgraduate students, I think start your research from the beginning. When you come back to your country, continue that research, or when you get employed somewhere, again come back and contribute to that particular sector. That will be interesting for each of the students. Thank you once again.
So thank you, sir, for your wonderful points and your great presentation, sir. So that was all about Study India. Now we'll start about the experience sharing, like the students, those who are already in India, those who have studied in India, what experiences they had while their duration in India. So we'll start with our first alumni. The student is currently studying at Andhra University and he's pursuing his PhD. So I'll request the student to please come here and speak about his experiences in India. Thank you.
Good morning. High Commission, all the directors present. What's up? Okay. Can you get me well? Yeah. Okay. All protocol observed. My name is Levi Cheore, and I'm a PhD scholar from Andhra University in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh State. Currently, I'm a PhD scholar, and before I also attended my master's degree from the same institution, Andhra University. Here present is the Dean for the International Affairs in Andhra University, and requested that I may attend the function. What I would say is studying in India is a privilege in all aspects, I can say, because I've been there, I've experienced, I've lived there. The environment, the study environment is very conducive. When it comes to going to classes, you will have a one-on-one experience with the professors, and it is an experience that you may not forget, because the way you experience your lower level of education in Kenya, that's how the education is in terms of attending the classes. That means there is a high chances of meeting your professors in terms of there's no missing classes, there's no missing of classes. Also, the environment in terms of administration, there's a lot of support. If you have any challenge, chances of getting help is very high. If there is any challenge, then you can easily request for a meetup with the concerned office, and you'll get unnecessary help. So there's no doubt saying that maybe you can experience any challenge. Also, in terms of stay, the security is very, very good for studies and for the students. You may not, the entire period of being in the school, you might not experience any cases of insecurity or students being reported that perhaps they have experienced some mugging or something like that we normally witness around. That means the place is very, very secure. The community around is also very friendly, very, very friendly. If you need any help, you'll get the necessary help that you may need. And also academics. Academics is top-notch, I can tell you for sure, because the time contact of the professors there is up to standard, or they prescribe. There's no missing of classes for the students. There is a register. So that means there's a maximum utilization of study time in Andhra or the Indian, because it's a general experience with all the institutions. Because I've got friends there, we normally talk, and whatever I experience is almost the same with other students in other institutions. And that's why in my master's I chose to do the same in my PhD level from the same institution, because I enjoyed my study there. Again, you might realize that if you want to finish your course, you might take time locally. It's not the same case when you're there. That is, I might say that it's because of the strict adherence to the curriculum. The course is 2 years, it's 2 years. I'll take an example of Andhra University, because that's where I studied. The classes run up to Saturday. That means it gives you ample time to finish within your time. And also, for the case of the PhD, if you are a lead professor, he can even call you up to weekend, as Sunday. That's the level of commitment that normally happens over there. Yes, and that will help you to finish your course course within a prescribed time. So, if you are a student or you are aspiring student and you would like to finish your course within specific time, then this is the country that you might want to choose. Yes. Also, in terms of relationship, there is a lot of professionalism over there. The relationship between a professor and a student is strictly professor and a student relationship. And professors there demand for a maximum respect. Not even the demand, is a culture. There's a culture there. Maximum respect, you respect your elders. So, when you think of studying in India, carry yourself a maximum respect. That will give you a humble time to finish your course within a specific time. That's it. If there's any question concerning Andhra University, kindly you can reach us in the stall. Thank you.
So thank you, Levi's. So, and thank you for your points and your sharing your experiences about your stay in India. We are very thankful for you to come here and study. And we just had a visitor here, like there's Professor Madam Gao from the University of Canada. Ma'am, thank you for coming. So we are just in the process of getting experience sharing from the students, those who are present here and those who have studied in India. So with next, I would like to invite Mr. Paddy Agura. He has pursued his pharmacy studies in India and currently working with Ministry of Health. So thank you, Paddy, for coming.
All protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paddy Aguro. I work with the Ministry of Health. I'm an assistant chief pharmacist. I'm based in Mombasa. I studied in India. I graduated in 2005. So I started 2001 to 2005 on that batch. I studied in Vinayaka Missions Research Institution. He's my Dr. Professor Najapan is my mentor here, our registrar. What I can say, let me just start with an anecdote. There's a patient who was being treated in India, and he opted to go to America. So he left that doctor there and went to America. And imagine he went to America and he had to pay 10 times the price of treatment. And who was treating him there? It was the same Indian doctor that flew there and he left here. That's the quality of education in India. That's the quality of education in India. I can talk about the visa. Getting visa there is very seamless. It's easy. During our times, those 2001, even now, I've traveled to India severally. Even last year I was in India. I got the visa easily because I also studied there, so it was very easy. So getting visa, the paperwork and all those complications is a breeze. Then the hospitality. I can tell you for a fact, the first 3 months was very difficult. You tell them mild chili. They don't know what mild chili is. The way we use onions here, I think to them, the food, you have to have chili. It was hell. But now when I go to a hotel in Kenya, I tell them, give me nyama choma. I tell them, put 10 or 15 chili because I got used to it. And it's very, in fact, my parents were very shocked My father is here. I went when I was around 70 kilos. I came back when I was 90 because the food is good. You have with the streets chili chicken, I don't know. The options were very much. Then also, we went and stayed in hostels. But again, we came to learn that the environment is very friendly. So we got houses. I don't know if you can. Those days we were staying in 2-bedroom houses. It's seldom. A 2-bedroom house with your compound, we were paying only around 2,000 Kenyan shillings. You have your compound, I don't know, now maybe it could be 5,000 or something like that. We were living very comfortably. I remember a time they were having an issue with the bird flu. So the Indians were not eating chicken. We ate chicken like no one's business, as we did really. But that's on a light one. What I'm just trying to say is the hospitality there. The lecturers were treating us with respect. We really, really had it easy. And then I have to mention the practicability of the courses. I was studying pharmacy, and the pharmacy there is multidisciplinary because, you know, you can study pharmacy and you specialize in the hospital section, you can do the manufacturing. Our lab, our hands were dirty. We put aside textbooks. We were hands-on. You were to make a tablet, you were to compress the tablets, we were making lotions. The practicability, even where I'm working now as an assistant chief pharmacist, I do good manufacturing practice. We inspect manufacturing plants. It's easy for me because the practicability, if it was textbooks, it would be organic chemistry. You start from benzene, you manufacture up to, I don't know, naphthalene, technical. They were there, yes, but the practicability aspect was quite good. So that's what I loved about that. Then the diversity. Now courses are there that are really, they're diverse. There's biomedical engineering where you can make these CT scans. You had yoga. The diversity is there. The options are many. The specializations are many. Then the cost. If my dad could stand here and tell you how much he paid for me to do pharmacy in India, it's like I was being sponsored, you know. It was quite affordable. And then the cultural diversity. We had people from Sudan, Somali, Europe. There were many cultures. And we were all embraced and we were treated well. So the global networking is quite good. Now I have contacts all over the world. I have contacts all over the world because I studied there. So if we are just, I would advise there's no need of you studying in a village and then going to high school in the same village, going to the same university. Try exploring. The world now is an open market, open village, a small village. So by going out there, especially with India and the way they're treating this now seriously, you will go far. And the way he said, my wife is doing a master's in public health here in a Kenyan university. Sorry to go there, but she's done the master's in around 4 years. You're corrected. You come with a different theory. Another lecturer comes, there's that. I really don't want to get into that, but getting masters, this is 2 years, and if you're dedicated and you do the right thing, it's easy for you to do that, and also get your PhD as fast as you can, you know. So this is a good option. Lastly, I'll talk about the people there. You're asked every time if you've eaten. In South India, they say saptia. Have you eaten? They care about you. So for those who are thinking of going to India, it's the right place to go if you want to. Myself, I've already specialized. Now I've done my master's in biotechnology, innovation, and regulatory science in Purdue University, and it was very easy